Ever get to a ride at Disneyland and see the standby wait is like 70 minutes or worse? And you wonder, can I actually do that? Will I die if I get into that queue? We're gonna find out today because we're gonna get into the 3 longest, sickest queues we can find in the park, and we're gonna wait in those standby queues. I'm guessing Rise, Space, and Tiana's, that's probably on the menu. We're doing it for science. We're doing it because I wanna know what it's like. I'm sick like that. Let's go, let's get to work. First thing we gotta do is head down Main Street and pull up the tip board and see what our candidates are. We're just gonna look for the longest wait time. Big Thunder 40, that's probably not gonna happen today. Let's see, Haunted Mansion 50, that's, oh, Indiana Jones 60, that's our leader in the clubhouse right now. I will definitely wait in a 60-minute queue for Indiana Jones today, but my guess is we're gonna land on Rise first. 35 for Smuggler's Run, that's not bad. Let's go, Pirates 20, of course not. Cartoon Spin, oh boy, Roger Rabbit. I've often wondered what it's like to wait in one of those long queues for Roger Rabbit. We may get our chance. Space Mountain is also 55, and there it is. Rise is at 70 minutes right now. Tiana at 60, that's the winner. There are lots of different strategies for Rise of the Resistance, rope drop, end of the day, somewhere during a parade or something like that. But sometimes you just show up at Rise and just hope that you have a decent queue waiting for you. That's what this is. We're arriving at a peak time where it should be a large wait time. It is 12:11 in the afternoon. There's nothing going on. Hi guys. There's nothing going on elsewhere in the park. So this is the time when people start to gravitate towards Rise. Let's see how real that 70-minute queue is. And we have arrived at Rise, and the wait time has actually now gone up to 75 minutes. That is the posted wait time now. We'll take a look and see what that is like in the queues. I don't know how far I didn't even pre-scout this because we're getting in either way. Like, there's no decision. It's not a go, no-go situation. And to that end, it's not that we're trying to beat that time necessarily, though I definitely don't want to wait 75 minutes. I'd rather wait 55, that would be better. But this is just to sort of enlighten everybody what that experience is like. What does it actually feel like to wait in that queue? Do you feel like you're getting your money's worth if you wait 75 minutes for Rise of the Resistance here? We are stuck here in, well, we're not even in section 3 yet. I don't know if this is going to 4. I think we're making a U-turn at 3 and coming back. So this is a healthy wait. We reached the gate that separates section 3 from section 4. It's taken us 5 minutes, and that feels like a lot already. I feel like things are not going very quickly. Like I said, it's only been 5 minutes, but it's a lot of stopping and starting. It's the weather or the temperature, it's 77, but it feels really hot in this queue, and I feel like I'm kind of exposed even though there's a fair amount of trees and there's the occasional fan. This is not a situation where I would like to be spending what I'm going to guess to be 30 minutes in this exterior queue. Entering section 2? Yes, section 2. We just finished section 3. We're at 11:29 so far, so we are on pace. I think maybe 6 more minutes here, another 7 minutes there. We're on pace to get into the caves in under 30 minutes, which is about what I would have expected. In fact, for these brief moments now, just as we're walking through the queue, it's starting to pick up pace. The queues are increasingly more enjoyable, I guess, more pleasant, as long as you can keep moving. It's when you start standing around and leaning up against stuff that you start to feel anxiety and stress. But as this queue, where you can see we're moving now, this queue is moving well enough to keep me occupied and keep me sane, I think. Well, I think I might have to take that back. Well, it's 16:29 now. It's taken us 4.5 minutes to get to section 1. However, we've been standing here for 2 minutes without moving. So things have definitely, bottled up here or backed up. And this is not enjoyable at all. In fact, I can see the Lightning Lane queue from here, and there's nobody in there. There's nobody in the Lightning Lane queue, so I'm not sure what is causing this. But this is one of the things that, now we're getting into the less enjoyable part of waiting in a queue. And the queue is starting to compress. People are moving just slightly, but only because they're just getting closer together. You ever get that feeling? Oh my God, I hate it. Like, you just want to move. all you want to do is move. So rather than wait for the people to move ahead of you, you just kind of move a little bit because you want to feel like you've accomplished something, and the queue starts to compact. It gets narrower and narrower and tighter and tighter. On schedule, I guess, 26 minutes and 43 seconds. That was 9 minutes that we spent in section one of the longer sections, so 9 minutes seems about right. And I am very grateful to be in these caves now because we're at least out of the sun, out of the exposure. It's kind of a grind. That 26 minutes that we spent out there was kind of a grind, and it could be worse. If you're in section 4, and I weep. And it could be worse if there's, any kind of backup at Lightning Lane, which so far still I have not seen. We'll be able to show you with the camera here in a little bit. But things are improving now that we're undercover. I feel a little less, like I said, exposed. Although there's no place to rest. There's no place to lean really against the walls, perhaps. But we're going to be getting fatigued here in short order. Yeah, I don't see any. Okay, there's a couple. It's hard to see through the trees through the lens, but I've seen just 2 people going into the Lightning Lane queue, so that's a good thing. The pace is improving. We're moving. I appreciate that. I appreciate that waterfall too. And it'll be 31 minutes total as we get into the threshold of the interior queue. That is 4.5 minutes in the cave, which is ahead of pace. I measured this in the past. My historical data suggests this is usually about a 6 or 7 minute wait, and then it's probably going to be about 15 minutes inside the interior queue. So if that holds, then we're looking at 45 minutes approximately to the Ray room, and then probably another 20 minutes all in to get, to finish the ride, to do the pre-shows and the secondary queue inside, and then the ride itself, probably 20 minutes after that. So we'd be out of there in just over an hour, which is, in my opinion, that would be a victory in terms of the posted 75 minutes. I'm not sure to ask questions. Of course, the goal isn't necessarily to beat the clock, which we're not going to. We're at 45 minutes now that we're into the armory, and that was, it's still moving. It's moving pretty good, but we're not going to get to that 45 minute timetable. It's taking us longer than 17 minutes to get through here. But the goal is not to beat the clock. The goal is to determine how excruciating this is. How much do I want to, do I wish I wasn't here? And so far, I have to say, this has been, it's been okay. It's been all right. I don't feel like I'm having a bad experience at the moment. It wasn't looking good there for a while, but we've actually made it to the Ray room-ish. The door's right here. We're probably going to be in the next group in 50 minutes. I thought it was going to be quite a bit higher than that based on... it happens every time. I thought it was going to be more than that. One. Okay, we're good. After having spent 10 minutes in that first room. So 50 minutes to the door in the Ray room. And there she goes.
One of our top commanders will lead you.
Affirmative. Transport is ready. 9num and I shall personally see them delivered.
If you want to save a few minutes off your time, be waiting by the doors. Make your way to the back of the room, in the Ray room, and then when you get to this door after it opens, turn right back around and park yourself by the door so that you're the first one out when you arrive at the Star Destroyer.
This ship is now under the control of the First Order. Off the ship. Proceed to interrogation.
Bada bing, we're number one. Now left or right, it doesn't make any difference, but typically guests get in whatever queue looks like it's supposed to be there. These are the same. Like sometimes you'll see just only guests on this side. It's pretty comical. because they're not positive that, they're not positive that the left side or the right side is an actually open queue, but it is. Wow, 1 hour. And that's 102 to the vehicle. Let's go.
Hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the transport and supervise your children. And probe droid. You're lucky it didn't spot you. Take cover, recruits! If anyone's packing a blaster, now's a good time.
Shields. I see no evidence.
Now!
Sound the alarm! All personnel to their stations!
You cannot escape. You guys really like cutting it close, don't you?
We're tracking Vex's pod at the wreckage, sir. It's
Wreckage? I got a bad feeling about this.
And that's just about where I would have expected us to land. I've got a lot of experience, measuring that queue, so I'm kind of comfortable. I didn't think it would be 75, and we landed right about where I thought it would be. It was 30 to the interior queue, and then 20 in the Ks, which is a little bit longer. It was 50 to the Ray room, but then just another 10 minutes, 12 minutes to get to the vehicle. That includes the interrogation, the secondary queue, and the pre-show with on the shuttle to our vehicle in 62 minutes, and done 4 minutes later. So an hour and 10 total all in, which is actually the posted wait time was 75. So I'm fairly comfortable with that. So now we're going to take a quick break for lunch and then find our next attraction, which I'm probably going to guess is going to be either Indy or Space Mountain. All right, lunch complete. And by the way, if you want to catch that lunch, we're going to be featuring that, or it'll be part of our month-end review of everything that we eat in the park each month, rather than including it here, because that would just completely interrupt the rhythm of this show. Let's get next. Or I should say, let's get to our next destination. Pull up the tip board here. Let's see. Okay. I'm expecting something like Space, Astro 15, Big Thunder 45, that went up a little bit. 50 minutes for Indy. That's a candidate. That's actually kind of light for Indy. I was not expecting that 50 for Runaway Railway, really. Boy, I would love it if that winds up being the top one. I know we can beat that. Let's see, but there's still Space. Roger Rabbit 30, Space Mountain's 45. Are we even gonna get to Space Mountain today? I wonder. Rise is down to 50 now. Oh, there it is. Tiana's Bayou Adventure, 70 minutes. For me, and really for science, this is good news, because I've been wanting to get the full experience of waiting in a long queue at Tiana's. I've done some recon there, and I've measured the queues, but it's always best. It's the best when I can get in the queue and do it myself. But the bad news is it's 70 minutes. And I was really, because we're way behind. I was hoping to get everything done in 4 hours. We're 2 hours in, but that doesn't include stopping to eat. But we gotta walk and we gotta ride. So it's gonna take us probably till 5 o'clock to get this done. At least, I'm thinking. Let's go, though, to Tiana's Bayou Adventure and hope that 70 minutes that we're experiencing now, we're seeing now, is enough to get people to not get in that queue for a little bit. Keep it at 70, let that queue shrink a little bit as we make our way there, and hope for the best. By the way, there's the current state of Rise. The back of the queue is now in section 1. And we saw that go down to 50 minutes, that's about right. We've arrived at Bayou Country. Good news is the sign still says 70. Bad news is it doesn't look like it's had any impact. The garden is full. Not liking that. I'd walk back there and check extended 1 and 2, but like I said before, it doesn't matter if it's there or not. We're getting in here, we're testing, and the clock has started. Hoping for something better than 70 minutes, I would say. Let's see, maybe 8, 10, 20. I'm hoping, hi guys, I'm hoping 30 minutes to the threshold there to get into the interior queue. It might be worse than that though. The good thing about Rise, what we just did in terms of our competition with Lightning Lane, is that it's paid. It's individual Lightning Lane. This is part of MultiPass, so everybody gets to use this who has Lightning Lane. So everybody is going to use it, especially on this day. It is kind of toasty out here. It is presently 81 degrees while I stand out here in this queue. This is going to be excruciating. We've been here for 5 minutes and 15 seconds and I have not moved at all. 5 minutes, 15 seconds, and I'm completely exposed where I am right now. I'm in no part of any kind of shady situation. 2 people have left the queue in that 5 minutes. Well, actually 4 people, 2 groups have left the queue since I've sitting here. I have not moved. Nobody has moved in 5 minutes. Vehicles, there are boats. I'm seeing boats go up the lift and there are people in them. So it's not a breakdown. We're just parked. And we moved a little bit finally. 9 minutes and 45 seconds to get to the garden, which is just this stretch right there. It took us 9 minutes just to do that stretch right there. We weren't even in this. And this is why this queue is now growing incredibly so. It's about ready to bust out the threshold here, and they're going to have to start sending guests up around Raised Berets. This is not going very, very well at all. I'm out of the heat, at least. I'm out of the sun. But this is going even worse than I had thought it would. Just now left what I call the garden. The garden ends right here at this pole. 26 minutes to get here. Just to get through the garden, that was 17 minutes that we spent in the garden itself. We spent 10 minutes going this direction. We spent another 17 minutes doing that back there. So I'm expecting another 10 minutes to get to, just to get to the threshold there. Meanwhile, I have drank all of my water, practically. I just refilled it. When we left Galaxy's Edge, I drank all the water. It's gone. Luckily, we're in the shade, and I don't think we're going to be in the sun anymore. Well, we are, actually. Oh, yeah, Extended 1 and Extended 2 are in the sun. They're uncovered. This is not a queue you should be getting in. I could say that not even halfway through. A posted 70 minutes at Tiana's is, you gotta wait. You gotta wait. But I'm gonna qualify that and say we're not there yet. We recovered quite a bit in the Rise queue, but I'm not enjoying this this queue right now. This is one of those times. It's happening right now. This is excruciating. Well, I'm sorry to report, I was way off. Okay, so 10 minutes on that first stretch, almost 17 minutes in the garden, and I figured maybe 10 or 12 minutes on this stretch to the house. It's been 45 total, and that's 8. Oh, I hit I hit a new lap. I'm on lap 4. It's 18 minutes plus whatever we get. I don't know when I did that, but it's almost 19 minutes. We have been parked here in this spot for probably 4 or 5 minutes. I think we have not moved for 5 minutes. This is absolutely excruciating. And I guess I spoke at just the right time. Am I gonna make it? Okay. So they did send us through the threshold right after I shot that. So now it's 19 and a half minutes to get into this space. We're gonna group this in with Extended 1, which I'm sure we're going to be seeing. Indeed, Extended 1 and Extended 2 back there. So you're looking at another 20 minutes out here. We won't be hitting the stairs until we're more than an hour into our wait. Recall the posted wait time was 70 minutes. Now, that is, okay, are we at the mix point? No, we're still not at the mix point. I keep forgetting. That's not the mix point back there. There's another 10, 15 minutes up there as well before we get to the actual mix point, which is right at the end of the queue. They mix almost right at the boats. That's good for Lightning Lane, terrible for standby. And we have reached the bottom of the stairs, starting a new lap. The bottom of the stairs to the top of the stairs, basically. We're at an hour and 4 minutes. It took about, let's say, that's 18 minutes or so to pass through both Extended 1 and Extended 2, right about what we had expected. An hour and 4 minutes now at this point. And the queue is kind of going a little bit better than it was before, and you know, it's not quite as miserable in terms of the pace, but I've been cooking in this heat for a solid half of that hour at least. I would say the only stretch that was along the mountain itself. That was about 16 minutes, and then I think that's it. Everything else has been in the heat, so more than half. Okay, top of the stairs. New lap, that's 108 total. That was 4 minutes to get to the top. I'm stopping the clock here for this last stretch so that you can know that if you see a queue, you know, the back of the standby queue inside of this point, whatever time we wait now will be the most you're gonna wait, is my guess. There, single rider has 4 guests in the queue for single rider. 4 guests. We'll talk about that when we're done with this. Well, I'll give them this. They weren't too far off. 120. That's 80 minutes. We're in the next boat. So that was 80 minutes posted 70. They weren't too far off.
Some musicians for our party. We're going to the party.
Any musicians down here who want to jam? The party's about to begin. This band she's bound can play. Hallelujah.
We've got to keep searching high and low.
How long can I go?
Choo-choo says it's time I get you back to
Please have all feet on the floor of the log, all feet on the floor of your log.
You know, I kind of had an idea of what I was going to conclude after finishing up a very grueling 80-something minutes to the house, to the boat. But I got to tell you, it's amazing. Disney is so good. These rides are so good and so fun, and you feel so good. I almost forgot that I had just waited 80 minutes in that queue. When I got to the boat, or even just getting close to the boat was good enough. I could feel, you know, like your mood improves and your energy improves and everything is changing. And when I stepped into the boat, I had almost forgotten how long it had been. I was definitely aware of that 80 minutes leading up to it, but I mean, it was just like, oh, good, we're here, cool, fun. And but I will say, this is not an 80-minute attraction. I would say if you see what we saw, come back another time. As a matter of fact, you could have come back right now. It has been an hour and a half since we got in this queue. Check this out. Look at that. We spent probably 40 minutes alone in that space right there. And it's all empty now. It's all empty. And it's still posted 80 minutes. This is the effect that we've been talking about, the opposite. Doing the opposite. When that says still 80 minutes, people are saying, no, I don't want that. I don't want 80 minutes, and they don't get in. As long as, God, now is the time to get in that queue. Do the opposite. We got in. I had hoped we were catching that opposite situation when we got in, but we were in it. We were in it. So, it takes more. You have to do more than just look at the wait time. That 80 minutes is actually closer to 40 or 50, is my guess, right now. And you're, man, it makes all the difference. You've got to, you know, put a little bit of critical thinking, a little bit of logical thought into it. Now, having said that, Okay, but don't get in that queue. That I got in, you see that queue, don't get in. That's it. It's not worth it. I had a great time. Disney was victorious in converting me mentally, but maybe I have the sickness more than maybe the average person does, where I'm like, that's fine. You know what I mean? I have the sickness more than the average guest might. Average guest, no, don't get in that queue. Let's take a look at what our next target is. Okay, let's see. I'm guessing Indiana Jones. I'm actually hoping Indiana Jones, because I'll know right away how accurate that is. Indiana Jones is closed, perfect. Okay, let's see. 35 Railway, not likely. Although the park might be slowing down a little bit. 35 Roger Rabbit, 45 for Space. Ooh, I would take that for Space right now. And Tiana's 65. Oh, they just dropped it. They just dropped it. It was 80 when we walked out of there. So it looks like we're going to Space Mountain. Now, before we get to Space Mountain, start chronicling that adventure, let me just remind everybody that we have a new web-based app that has launched this week. Not the kind of app that you get from the Apple Store. I know we've had some confusion on that. We're calling it an app because it operates like one. But it's something that you could download from our website at freshbakedpresents.com. There'll be a link in the description. Hi, how are you? If you're picking up what we're putting down in terms of analyzing queues and just sort of the detail, the science of going to Disneyland, that is something that you can find in a more meaningful way on this app, on the Fresh Baked Presents app, because we're going to be sharing a lot of our, well, first of all, our construction updates there. You could participate in that, but also some of our sort of daily, like this right now, I'm posting some of this to that app as well, and you can follow along and learn, or just be part of the community, be a part of the Fresh Baked community. Link in the description. It's free. Absolutely free. I mean, there's a paid version where if you want to help support, you know, the efforts that it takes to keep this thing going, I appreciate that. But it is free to anybody who wants it, and we hope you guys enjoy, and hope you guys are able to participate in the Fresh Baked community. Oh, did you guys see that? I don't know if you saw that. It was posted 45 in the app, and it said 45 when we walked in, but they just bumped it to 55 as I crossed the threshold. So we're getting the opposite. We're too late to capture that positive 45 wait time, and it's going to be the opposite again, but not in our favor. Oh my gosh, yeah, I see. Oh boy, we're in trouble. Queue's out the door. You guys see that? The queue is out the door. At least it's not out here. It's not in that section that we've been seeing during the State of Disneyland reports. But the queue is out the door. The door is an hour. In my estimation, the door is an hour. Oh boy, that's what I say, man. You see that 45 minutes, you better be nearby. Or you see some sort of advantageous time for a ride that you want to go on, especially a top tier ride like the 4 we're trying to do today. You see something like 45 minutes, you better be in the neighborhood. Because I'll bet you a lot of this queue built, the back end of this queue happened in the last 5 or 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Whew. All right, well, the clock's ticking. Okay, so that was just under 2 minutes to get to the door, and then from here in, I have timed this, it's just about an hour if it's full to get to the other door. Oh, I'm sorry, an hour to get to the vehicle, yeah. To the other door, it's probably gonna be at 30, 40 minutes. But luckily, we're short 2 of these queues, so that's about maybe 6 minutes savings right there. Maybe more, but it's still not gonna be 45. Well, though we're in for a long wait here, it's gonna be another grind. This is infinitely more enjoyable being in this indoor queue right now in this heat. We're not out in the heat. So far, things are actually moving pretty briskly. Oops, dang it, I did it again. I hit the lap button already. We're at 12 minutes now, just entering extended 1. Extended 2 took about 10 minutes, which is not terrible. 10 minutes, that's pretty good. I figure another 12 here or so, maybe 12, 15 here, and extended 2. This one's or extended 1. This one is definitely bigger than that stretch back there, I think. So I'm looking to be at the door by hopefully, another 15 minutes by 4:15. Well, Section 1 is going poorly. Things are going so poorly at this point now. I have to retract everything. Although it's still cool in here at least. Things are going so poorly that my microphone turned off. I had to power everything back on again. We're at 45 minutes, and 32 of those have been spent just in this section 1. So it was just, 10 minutes to get from the door to that section, and then 3 times as long more now, and we're still not at the door. You can just see people are just exhausted. Wow. We were supposed to be 45 minutes to the vehicle, and we still got these torturous hauls to go through here. I'm thinking 20 more minutes in these hauls, the way it's been going. Well. We've just mixed. Final stretch. We're at 1 minute and 1 hour, almost an hour and 7 minutes. Took us just over 11 minutes to get through those 2 hallways. This has been another excruciating endeavor, but at least, again, more pleasant than waiting in the heat. Not in a million years would I have guessed that it would take about the same time. By the time we get to our vehicle, it'll be at least 70 minutes. Posted 70 at Tiana's, took 80. Posted 45 at Space Mountain, it's gonna take 70, maybe more. I would not have predicted that, not at all. I would have thought it would be the other way around. Although I did say, when we saw 45, I'm like, it's probably already too late. But it was super 25 minutes too late. And just like that, let's see, where are we at? That's my wife. 110 to our vehicle, 71 minutes. Well, just like Tiana's, I was happy to get to the vehicle. I was happy. I'm like, well, that wasn't so bad. No, it was. It was 70 minutes. What's more, the moral of the story here, in the opposite way that we found at Tiana's, when you see a queue, when you see a time that seems like it's too good to be true, you got to vet that a little bit before you just get in. You got to go look at the back of the queue. I knew immediately when I saw that queue sticking out the back of the door. What did I say? Oh boy, we're in trouble. I knew it. So that door is an hour easy, and it was actually more than that. It was 70 minutes from the door to the vehicle. So whereas, that 70-minute wait was, if you had just waited just a little bit, relax, get yourself a Dole Whip or something like that, then jump in that queue, you're probably going to get a discount 40, 50 minutes. You see that 45-minute queue, but see, what? Actually, I want to go look. We're going to turn back around. You see that 45-minute queue or time, and you see the queue out the door. Sorry, I'm flustered because I just rode Space Mountain. Then that's a sign, maybe turn around and go do something else and let let that 45-minute or let that queue do its work a little bit. I'm seeing now their posted wait time is at 45 still. It says 45. I forgot to check the app what it was while we were in there. It says 45, but if you look at that space right there, that's where guests are going into the door, into the extended room. There's no guests. Actually, first of all, there's no guests there. I haven't seen anybody go by, but I would bet they're going to walk right into that room. I'm trying to decide if I want to dare look up there. I think I do. Gosh, yeah, look, it's completely empty. Wow. So they must have had some sort of high wait time posted. Oh my God, we waited all of this. So this was what, there was 10, 12 minutes in this space alone. That took us 30 up there. But I have a feeling it's probably going to be even better than that. They have, the pressure has been taken off Space Mountain. It could be that it's now 5:05. The day is winding on, which you'll find on the weekdays, especially like on a Sunday. As the evening wears on, the times start to fall down a little bit. So it could be that that's what we're experiencing. Yeah, it looks like things are starting to wind down here a little bit. At Disneyland, Main Street's looking pretty chill right now. We just hit that peak period at Disneyland pretty much any day you get here. Noon to 5. Noon to 5 is, hey guys, is about as difficult as you're gonna find it throughout the course of an entire day. Noon to 5 is a very tough stretch, and we hit, man, 3 really tough queues today. Really tough. And I think the moral of the story, what I'm taking from this, if I'm taking anything, is that, well, wait, and this is something I've been saying for a while, Rise of the Resistance is not the big scary monster that it was when it first opened. Rise of the Resistance is not the most difficult attraction to navigate here at Disneyland. Not by a stretch. I was not worried about Rise at all, and my non-fears were proven out there. The tough attractions, the 3 we didn't get to, 3 we didn't get to Indiana Jones, but that would actually be my of the 4. Space Mountain and Tiana, that's it. Those are the 2 toughest nuts to crack here at Disneyland, no matter what. Tiana's and Space Mountain. You have to try to get those early or late if you can help it. And then Indiana Jones, but there's lots of opportunities at Indiana Jones for you to find soft spots, weak spots, if you just get the timing right, you pay attention to the board correctly. But you're not gonna get that. You don't get that really with Space Mountain and Tiana's. They are busy all day, especially during the summer season like this. All day they're busy. So that's what I'm taking from this. And I hope it was worth watching. Those are grinds, man. Listen to what I'm saying about when to spot a queue and say if it's good. You might be optimistic. I'm usually pretty optimistic, but man, my optimism was not, or would not have been rewarded there at Tiana's or Space Mountain. But hey, we still got to enjoy them. That was fun. I actually really enjoyed the rides. It's like when you cook your own food. Like you're like, oh yeah, that was delicious, best food ever. Anyway. I'm talking nonsense. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and thank you for watching. And as I mentioned, do take a look at our app. Again, I know people are saying it's not an app. Whatever, it works like an app. It's go to freshbakepresents.com, and you can subscribe there and enjoy and participate in the community. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We love you guys. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh Baked.